November 28, 2019, Los Angeles International Airport, Thanksgiving Day. Virgil Griffith boards a flight to San Francisco. FBI agents surround him at the gate. You're under arrest for conspiracy to violate U.S. sanctions against North Korea. 7 months earlier, he taught North Korean officials how to use cryptocurrency to evade sanctions, showed them how to launder money, how to fund nuclear weapons programs with blockchain technology. He thought he was a crypto hero. The FBI thought he was a traitor. This is Virgil Griffith, born 1983, Alabama, programmer, hacker, PhD from Caltech, research scientist at the Ethereum Foundation, creator of WikiScanner, co-designed Tor 2 Web with Aaron Swartz, one of the most brilliant minds in cryptocurrency. April 2019. The U.S. State Department denies his request to travel to North Korea. Griffith goes anyway. He presents at the Pyongyang Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Conference, teaches over 100 North Korean officials, including government agents, how to use blockchain to evade U.S. sanctions. He stands at a blackboard, writes, "No sanctions," with a smiley face. FBI arrests him, sentences him to 63 months in federal prison and a $100,000 fine. This is how a tech prodigy became a federal criminal, and why teaching cryptocurrency can be treason. Virgil Griffith, born 1983, Birmingham, Alabama. Grows up in Tuscaloosa. Graduates Alabama School of Math and Science in 2002. Attends University of Alabama studying cognitive science. Transfers to Indiana University. Returns to Alabama. Graduates cum laude 2007. Visiting researcher at Santa Fe Institute. PhD from California Institute of Technology. Studies under Christoph Koch in computation and neural systems, funded by U.S. Departments of Energy and Homeland Security. The irony, federal agencies fund his education. Years later, federal prosecutors will put him in prison. Griffith becomes legendary in hacker circles, creates WikiScanner, a tool that reveals who edits Wikipedia anonymously, exposes corporations and governments editing their own entries, designs Tor 2 web proxy alongside Aaron Swartz, allows people to access dark websites through regular browsers, speaks at hacker conferences, known for brilliant talks and eccentric personality, joins Ethereum Foundation as research scientist, works on one of the world's largest cryptocurrency platforms. By 2019, Griffith is Singapore-based, working on blockchain technology, making good money, respected in crypto communities worldwide. But he develops what his lawyer later calls a curiosity bordering on obsession with North Korea. Mid-2018, Griffith receives an invitation to attend a cryptocurrency conference in Pyongyang, North Korea. The invitation comes through two intermediaries: Christopher Ems, British businessman, cryptocurrency enthusiast; Alejandro Cao de Benos, Spanish citizen, special representative for the Committee for Cultural Relations with Foreign Countries of the DPRK, unofficial North Korean propagandist. The pitch: come teach North Korean officials about blockchain technology, help them understand cryptocurrency. Griffith is intrigued. He sees it as intellectual challenge, a chance to visit one of the world's most closed societies. He applies for special validation from U.S. State Department, required for Americans traveling to North Korea. The State Department denies his application, explicitly tells him, "Do not travel to North Korea." Griffith decides to go anyway. In his mind, he's not doing anything wrong. Blockchain technology is open source, public information. Teaching about Ethereum can't be illegal. He tells friends he's acting in the interest of peace. His lawyer later describes this thinking as arrogant and naive. Federal prosecutors describe it differently. Intentional conspiracy to violate U.S. sanctions. April 2019. Griffith travels from Singapore to China, crosses into North Korea. His passport is confiscated at the border, standard procedure for foreigners entering the DPRK. The Pyongyang Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Conference is about to begin. April 18th to 25th, 2019. Pyongyang, North Korea. SciTech Complex. 8 foreign delegates attend, all invited by EMS and Cao de Benos. All cryptocurrency experts from various countries. Day 1. Tours. Local businesses. A foreign language school. Nothing related to cryptocurrency. Day 5. The actual conference begins. Over 100 attendees. North Korean officials, government workers, technology specialists, some explicitly identified as working for the North Korean government. Griffith presents. His topic: how blockchain technology can benefit North Korea. He explains smart contracts. He focuses specifically on how these technologies can help North Korea achieve independence from the global banking system. The phrase sounds neutral, but everyone in the room understands what it means: evading U.S. sanctions. Griffith's presentation is approved by DPRK officials beforehand, tailored specifically for the North Korean audience. He explains how blockchain can help them. The North Korean officials ask specific technical questions to know how it can help them. Griffith answers every question, provides detailed technical explanations. At one point, he writes on a blackboard, "No sanctions," with a smiley face. Photographs are taken. These images will later become prosecution evidence. After the conference, Griffith doesn't stop. He begins developing plans with North Korean officials, building cryptocurrency infrastructure inside North Korea. He knows this violates sanctions. Text messages later recovered by FBI show he explicitly understood the illegality. In one message, Griffith writes about setting up an Ethereum node in North Korea. It'll make it possible to avoid sanctions on money transfers. He recruits other Americans to attend future North Korea cryptocurrency conferences, plans a second Pyongyang conference for 2020. He also starts researching how to renounce his U.S. citizenship, investigates buying citizenship from other countries. Federal prosecutors later argue this shows consciousness of guilt. Griffith knew he'd committed crimes and was planning to escape American jurisdiction. FBI eventually recovers Griffith's communications with North Korean officials and intermediaries. The messages are damning. "We need to get them, North Koreans, set up with wallets and nodes. The goal is to help them evade sanctions. This technology can allow them to transfer money internationally without detection." Judge P. Kevin Castell later reads these messages in court, calls them evidence of intentionality and a desire to educate people on how to evade sanctions. May 2019. Griffith returns to Singapore. He doesn't hide his North Korea trip. Instead, he brags about it, posts photos on social media, tells friends about the experience, describes teaching North Korean officials about cryptocurrency. His crypto community colleagues are divided. Some think it's fascinating. Others worry it's illegal. Vitalik Buterin, Ethereum creator, later expresses support for Griffith, calls him a friend who meant well. But federal investigators see something else: a clear violation of International Emergency Economic Powers Act. June to October 2019. Griffith actually tries to cooperate with U.S. authorities. He goes to the U.S. Embassy in Singapore, tells them about his North Korea trip, describes the conference. He meets with FBI agents in Puerto Rico, then San Francisco. According to sources close to Griffith, he offers to share information about his North Korean contacts, suggests he could help FBI investigate North Korea's cryptocurrency activities. He genuinely believes he's being helpful, that his openness proves his good intentions.
Federal prosecutors see it differently. He's admitting to crimes. Every detail Griffith shares becomes evidence. Every description of teaching North Koreans about crypto becomes another charge. FBI Counterintelligence Division launches formal investigation. They subpoena his communications. Griffith has no idea he's about to be arrested. Why does the US government care so much about cryptocurrency education? North Korea is one of the most heavily sanctioned countries on Earth. The sanctions aim to prevent nuclear weapons development, ballistic missile programs, funding Kim Jong-un's regime. Since approximately 2010, North Korea has increasingly turned to cybercrime to fund its operations. 2021 alone, North Korea steals $395 million in cryptocurrency, about 2.4% of its entire annual GDP. Teaching North Korea how to use cryptocurrency more effectively? The FBI sees that as directly threatening US national security. November 28, 2019. Thanksgiving Day. Los Angeles International Airport. Virgil Griffith is boarding a flight to San Francisco. Routine domestic travel. FBI agents approach at the gate. Special agents from the New York Field Office Counterintelligence Division. Virgil Griffith, you're under arrest. The charge: conspiracy to violate the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Maximum sentence: 20 years in federal prison. Griffith is shocked. He'd been cooperating with investigators, thought his openness proved his innocence. Instead, his cooperation provided the evidence used to arrest him. December 2019. Griffith is initially released on bail, required to stay in the United States. Surrender passport. No contact with North Korean officials. His legal team argues this is a First Amendment case. That teaching about open-source technology is protected speech. Mid-2021. Griffith violates bail conditions. He attempts to access one of his cryptocurrency accounts to pay legal fees. The account access requires connecting to Ethereum network nodes, potentially including nodes he helped set up in North Korea. Judge sends him back to jail immediately. Bail revoked. Griffith spends rest of pretrial period in Metropolitan Detention Center, Brooklyn. MDC Brooklyn is notorious for harsh conditions. Griffith experiences extended solitary confinement during COVID-19 outbreaks. No family visits for months. He contracts COVID-19. Sick for 3 weeks with inadequate medical care. September 2021. Day before trial is scheduled to begin. Griffith pleads guilty to 1 count: conspiracy to violate the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. The plea deal reduces potential sentence from 20 years to range of 63 to 78 months. April 12, 2022. U.S. District Court, Southern District of New York. Judge P. Kevin Castell presides over sentencing hearing. Brian Klein, Griffith's attorney, argues for leniency. Klein emphasizes the harsh MDC Brooklyn conditions, asks judge to count Griffith's 10 months in MDC as double time served. Griffith himself expresses remorse. Watching Ukraine sanctions has shown me their value. I have been cured of my stubborn arrogance and my obsession with North Korea. But Judge Castell is not sympathetic. Judge Castell addresses the court. He reads Griffith's text messages aloud. The most damning evidence: the photograph of Griffith at the blackboard, traditional North Korean suit. No sanctions, written with a smiley face. Final verdict: 63 months, 5.25 years, in federal prison. $100,000 fine. 3 years supervised release after prison. Permanent criminal record. Griffith shows no emotion as sentence is read. He's immediately returned to custody. transferred from MDC Brooklyn to FCE Milan. His appeals are denied. Sentence stands.